I think it's really interesting that a lot of the people named, the high profile names in these documents, they're people that have had years long relationships with Jeffrey Epstein. They've been at least acquaintances, and now they're kind of going back on their relationships, but they had these standing relationships before. I know Melinda Gates, in an interview, she said she met Jeffrey Epstein one time, and this isn't her verbatim, but essentially she said, he freaked me out so much, it sent a shiver down my spine. That was the gist of what she said. But I want to turn to something you mentioned earlier, and it was that photo of former President Bill Clinton. He was in a hot tub, and that was from a previous release. But you saw in this release, there were really sinister photos of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. He's known as the former Prince Andrew. There were photos of him crouched down next to a woman who was lying down. At one point, he had her hand on her stomach. I mean, it really was chilling, and he was looking directly at the camera. But when you've seen all of these dumps related to the Jeffrey Epstein files, you see photos that are embarrassing, like Bill Clinton's photo, like this photo of the former Prince Andrew, like men in their underwear. And this was, a lot of it was before social media, or at least before social media was super prevalent. They wouldn't be photos that you would post online now. Certainly back then, they wouldn't be photos that you would hang up in your house. They wouldn't be photos that you put in the scrapbook, that you put in the family photo album. So why do all of these photos exist? Do you think it was for blackmail? I mean, what do you make of this?
In terms of the photos, yeah, I do believe that a lot of this was for blackmail purposes. Jeffrey Epstein liked having he liked doing favors for a lot of these men, and not only financial favors, because he wanted to be in a situation to get something out of them, contributing to their charities. For instance, he had a close association with the former, excuse me, Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak, who was a guest at Jeffrey Epstein's home many times. Jeffrey Epstein orchestrated financial deals for Mr. Barak with Leslie Wexner. So he would put people together. He was like a ringleader. He would put various people together so they could make money through different ways, through different business dealings and so forth. He was very good at that. But when he had people not only at his island but at his various homes, and particularly individuals who were keen to some of the more extravagant behavior, I absolutely believe that those photos were for blackmail purposes. I mean, for instance, these new documents show photos of former Prince Andrew on all fours, standing over, not standing over, but leaning over a young woman who is her face is obviously blacked out. These are incriminating photos. Those photos are just splashed on the front page of the London Sun the other day with a headline, something like, shame on you, or something like this. I mean, why these men would allow themselves to be photographed this way? Why former President Clinton would allow himself to be photographed in a pool with a girl? Why Prince Andrew would allow those types of pictures taken? It just boggles the mind. Steve Bannon, of course, spent a lot of time with Jeffrey Epstein, giving him advice to, in a way to rehabilitate his reputation, which of course is really would have been impossible even at the time. But he spent a lot of time with Jeffrey Epstein. And there's a picture that I've always found fascinating, and that is Steve Bannon sitting across from Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein is sitting in his chair at his desk, and right in front of Jeffrey Epstein on his desk is a photo that appears to show a very young girl who's incapacitated, who is passed out. Now, why would a man have a photo framed on his desk of a minor who is passed out I'm sure Steve Bannon saw that photo. Steve Bannon is a smart individual and led a news organization. I'm sure he saw that photo. What was he thinking? What was he thinking that he's interviewing this person, talking to this person, and this man has this picture of this incapacitated minor on his desk? Why didn't he leave there and alert and call the police? I mean, I'm just just it boggles my mind as to these individuals who were up close with Jeffrey Epstein, who saw things, but never thought to alert authorities.